Hello guys, I'm Dave Oconee. I present myself, CEO of Econize-More. So, what is this live going to be about? First of all, we'll have a summary of what Econize-More is. Second of all, we'll talk about the depth chart. And third of all, we'll continue what we plan with Econize-More. So, this live, I don't intend to take too long. So if it takes about 15 minutes to 20 minutes, take your notes and take all the information you have to take in this moment. So what is Econize-More and what is the plan of Econize-More? Econize-More is a company that wants to reform the economy in Canada first by giving low-incomers $2,000 a month and high-incomers $12,000 to $20,000 a month each 2 months to 4 months, and to disabled people $5,000 a month. Where the idea comes from? The idea comes from rewarding our people for the hard work and keep innovation going. Also, Econize-More Econize-More wants to focus on IT presently, more for workers and the continuation of Canadians. Also, this is what I was forgetting. So Econize-More doesn't only want to reinforce Canada's economy. Econize-More is an economy company that wants to reform the economy in the whole world. How we would fix the economy in other countries from Canada with a licensing plan of how our economy is working for high or more developed countries of 600 million a month, and for more struggling countries 350 million a month. Where those numbers come from? The threshold of 600 million a month coming to us is just to check on if the economy is working each year. Each year you gave us, am I saying a month? It's 600 million a year. Sorry, 600 million a year. Each year you gave us 600 million so we can check the books and see if the economy is working every place we have licensed our project. So how do we plan, first of all, on restoring the whole economy in Canada and giving $2,000 a month? That's a big plan that had to be talked through, but we were thinking about giving, like, if I remember, because I'm not using my notes, sorry, I'm going off memory. If I remember, we'd have to give a higher amount to our Canadians and only buy Canadian products. So we give a higher amount to Canadians and we only buy Canadian product while we create more jobs, and we filter the youngins into IT, right? So it will be a plan that would take 7 years, and around the 6-7 years would have the $2,000 a month to low incomers and $12,000 to $20,000 to high incomers. So right now is the presentation of Econize-More. Then comes the plan, but the plan will take about 5 years before it is structured. So that's the summary of Econize-More. Giving low incomers 2,000, high incomers 12,000 to 20,000, each 2 months to 4 months. Disabled people 5,000. Create innovation and focus on IT. Now, what is the range of low incomers, high incomers? Low incomers range from below 100K. High incomers range from 100K to 2 million. After 2 million, you become an investor into the country. And we trust that you are knowing how to bank, but Econize-More can still be behind for financial structure. But high incomers are from 100K to 2 million. Low incomers are below that. And that's what I believe are the numbers. Now, what is a disabled person? A disabled person, for the respect of everybody, which I could be struggling with if you know me, a disabled person is someone who for sure cannot have the ability to work, right? A disabled person is someone that if it checks by the doctor and they're trying their best, but they can't go on, but they just can't go on, we're thinking about them. We want them to be able to live, buy food, and feel as if they're moving like us. So it's 5,000 a month for any disabled person. I am no doctor to tell you a chart of disability. I don't know, but off the doctor chart and the health communion, they will tell you what is a disabled person, and they will tell you if you are eligible for the 5,000 a month. If you're not disabled, all we ask for is 28 hours every week or every bi-weekly. I have to check those numbers. But naturally it's 28 hours bi-weekly, right? For you to be a worker and make 2,000 a month under the low income rate. If you do not work 28 hours bi-weekly, you become a non-worker. A non-worker is eligible only for 250 a month to 500 a month. But once you get into a job, any type of job, and you bring back to us that you have worked 28 hours bi-weekly for more than 8 months in a year, close to 10 months, you're eligible for the 2,000 a month a year. Now, what are we going to talk about today? Today, the first topic is the debt chart. So, after the plan of the structured economy, we want people to be able to recover the debts at the same time as they're able to get into this financial freedom and investment freedom. So, this is how our debt chart goes. If you have a debt of $2,000, we recommend, we don't force you, but we recommend that you get into a plan that pays $500 a month, every $500 a month. If you have a debt of $5,000, we recommend that you get to a plan of paying $750 a month. Now, if your debt is over $10,000, between $10,000 and $50,000, we can bring it down to $5,000, and you get into the $750 a month. Now, if your debt is over $50,000, before we get to help you, you have entered the investigation zone under Econize-More. Now, let's talk about the next plan. The next plan is a new car, right? But not a new brand car. We already have good Fords, Dodges, and Mazdas. But through Econize-More, I thought about a new model for all these cars that could work for people in wheelchair or electronic chairs. So first of all, the plan is to create, we already have those moving wheelchairs, right? Okay. So we have a moving wheelchair that's connected to a car. It doesn't stop there. I know the idea is very technological, but we are moving in that area. So listen to the idea. The car will be a car where they still have the seats, okay? But the front with the wheel is a place that when you press the button on your wheelchair, it opens the door and slides a plank for the person to come in and secretly put the wheels on the floor so they can drive as if they're sitting in a normal car. This is called the wheelchair plan. I don't have a real name for it yet, but it's on the old car. It's a wheelchair that communicates with the car, right? Any model you want to form. Me, I'm thinking we should start with the van, and you can go on with the next models, but we're still with the van, right? The passenger seat is for the wheelchair, only for the wheelchair. Once the driver in the wheelchair, the electronic wheelchair, wants to go in the car, it presses the button, right? That could be their key. Or they can have a key that they insert in here, and once they're in, they take it out and they drive. But that's for car manufacturers to hear the idea. They press the button, the door opens, they get into the car, the wheels secure on the floor, the seatbelt is there, and they drive as if it was a normal car. The only difference with that car is that when they're out, there's no seat in the front. That's it. It's a normal car, but it's just higher technology. Now, let's talk about Onward. So what is Onward? So basically, Econize-More wants to create innovation, more companies, and more Canadian product that the world can love and aligns with for a better economy around and better movement and circulation. So what is Onward? Onward is a company in the summer for construction people first. So what do? So we are a company that, let's say in Ottawa area, you are in South Keys and your wood is in Perth. And if you want to get the wood closer, you have to buy. Us, we move with wood already for cheap. We already go in the resort and we have wood bought. You call us, we bring your equipment quicker, faster. You just, it could be under a membership, but if you're not under a membership, you pay us cash, you pay us quick, it's cheap, you have your wood, you can continue. You don't have to have the supervisor don't have to go out to get wood. For the higher supervisor, if you want your supervisor to stay on the site, you just have to call us, we bring the wood, and it is good for you. Now, in the winter, we have it for the salt. Instead of going back to the salt reserve, you just call us and we bring you the salt. It's going to be quicker. Now, OCAR. OCAR is for the car companies. OCAR is for the garages. But what am I saying is for the car companies? I was going to say for car companies that are foreign in other countries. Like here, I believe BMW is a foreign car in a country, and Mercedes is a foreign car in a country, right? So what happens when these cars miss apart or they break down in the engine and stuff like and other parts, wheels and stuff? Well, the parts are expensive, and the repair takes long because they have to order the part. Sometimes they have some, but if there's been too much, it gets to a point you have to wait for the part because of the weight and everything. It gets expensive. So what is the plan of Ocar? Ocar is a company that has all these parts already shipped into our resort. We have garages who have a membership with us, and we give them those parts, right? So what does it do? For the customer who comes for a repair, it will already be cheaper because the part was already here in Canada. And second of all, it'll be quicker. And third of all, everything will be cheaper only because everything is rolling and it's faster in place. Right? That's for Ocar. Ocar is a company that imports foreign car parts, makes deals with garages to come in and have a membership with us. And when they need a part for Mercedes, BMW, Lamborghini, all that, they just call us, we bring it to them, and business already done. Okay? Now, let's talk about what I believe excites me the most. Football State 50, right? Football State 50 is a league that Econize-More wants to start in the United States of America first, because here we kind of already have type OVFL type. In America, I believe it's more high school, college. So I believed in a better league in America called Football State 50 for the youth. And it starts at 14 years old all the way down to your college years. No, from 14 years old. And because I believe not everybody gets a chance to play college, we might have to extend it to 22 years old. But listen to what Football State 50 is. So Football State 50 is a league where cities play against other cities in the states, right? As they advance, they move state to other state until the best state plays the best state into a big stadium that we send you a trip onto. Right? So now, with Football State 50, if I had to add anything, yeah, that's pretty much the league. It's a league that takes cities and bring them to state championships, right? And all the cities. And the fee to get in for all ages is of $850. And because you might have leggings and stuff like that, because it's a bit more advanced, you give us a deposit check, not a full check, a deposit check of $1,000. So if they lose the equipment, not if they ruin it, because I know it's a hit game, but if they lose our equipment, we don't have a helmet back or something like that, the gloves you can keep. We're talking about the real equipment, the shorts and all, the jersey. If it doesn't come back, you know it comes from the $1,000, right? $850 fee, $1,000 deposit check for any lost equipment. And if it's damaged to a point that we don't understand, you know, we can work it out. But that's Football State 50. And again, another information about Football State 50. Let's say you're a high school, right? That wants to compete in still State 50. The only high school we accept in Football State 50 are the AAA high schools, the top high schools. If your team is not a AAA, it is better that it converts to a city team in the summer, right? The high school that keep their name as a high school team, just to make it fair for the fee, for everybody to get a chance to go championship, is the AAA's high school teams. Now everybody is mixing skills and stuff and can play for a big team of the city and go on maybe to a third state, right? We never know. You just have to be strong in the game, smart, respectful, and you can go to championship. I've won 2 championships in my life. I've won the B Cup in Ottawa, and I've won the OVFL championship as linebacker. So I know what it takes to go to a championship. It's not easy, but when you get there, it's fun. So, kind of know what I'm talking about here. Now, let's talk about the youth group. The youth group is something we're going to install in the whole world. But we're not focusing on America and we're focusing more on Canada. But Football State 50 is really in the States, right? That's why it's called Football State 50, including all state of America. And after we're gonna see if we can do some things. And I think if you want to cross, you have to play a national sport like soccer, right? Soccer will be something we could do like trips for the best teams and stuff like that, paid by Econize-More. Football, we have to see where it's popular and we have to be realistic with the numbers because it is still money we put in for those projects, right? Anyways, But the youth group is something we're gonna start in Canada, obviously, or we can start anywhere that we can place it as we start our project. So the youth group is something where we get a building. We're gonna buy buildings. All these buildings are not bought. We're gonna buy them. And we're gonna create youth groups inside them. So we're gonna have spots. First of all, with libraries, computers, and stuff. This is freedom spot, right? The library. If there's computers. In the computers are going to be MacBooks. They're just going to be attached. So there's going to be computers. The books. It's going to be the best of the best books. You can borrow them. You just have to return them. Because if you lose them, you can buy another. Don't care about the books. But the computers, they're going to be MacBooks, the TV are going to be cool and stuff, right? And after we have the PlayStation, the video game, section, right? That's where, you sign up. It's free, again, but it's not free play. It's a turn play, So you take your turn. So you come in, you put your name, they tell you, okay, on this day, you can come. You have 45 minutes to an hour. You play. Once your hour is done, you have to give it to the other. Let's say your friend comes and you can stay with your friend, right? But if nobody comes to give you more time, you have no more time, okay? That's what we're going to do with the PlayStations. But it's not done with the youth group. And we have outside activities that we're going to have each for the whole week. So let's say we're going to have Monday football, Tuesday basketball, Thursday barbecue. So each day after school, if you have nothing to do, from the age to 16 to 25 years old, just go to the youth group, Just go play, just go see some people reading books or, just go to watch. If watching TV is too boring at your house, the watching Family Guy, the youth group, right? So you can go there. If you don't want to go inside because that's not your vibe, the PlayStation takes too long, you're just going for the PlayStation because I know it's being a youngin, just going for the PlayStation. You can go for basketball, right? Go outside, there's going to be Monday football here, but another place is Monday barbecue, right? So it's going to be like a youth group ready for people to feel like they're accepted in this life because God loves all of us. Anyways, now, guys, this concludes the presentation of Econize-More. Again, my name is David Oconee. I present myself the CEO of Econize-More. And also, I want to tell you that I have a church called the Church of David, which whom represent the Holy Spirit. Don't be shy to always come in and see the preaching. Again, this is David Coney, CEO of Econize-More. Have a good day.